January 17th of 2026. I guess this will be my first video throughout this year. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna make. I've been kind of just MIA, and I'm doing that for a reason. I don't really want to gain too much popularity. I'm not gonna get into why I'm doing that or what the reasoning is, but I do have a reason as of why I've been kind of laying low as of late. But it doesn't mean I have not been observing what has been taking place. And y'all are looking at the thumbnail of the video. And we all know I caught wind of this a couple of days ago, maybe about 2 days ago, of Anton Daniels getting into it with Cory Holcomb. Now, Cory Holcomb, I don't know too much about this brother. I know that he was going in on Cynthia G years ago. I've seen some clips of his here and there, but I don't really know a whole lot about the brother. Anton Daniels, I think I caught wind of him about 3 years ago. He just kind of came out of nowhere. From what I know about him, he's a black conservative. I did a video a couple of years ago, about 6-7 years ago, talking about the cowardly behavior, especially of black conservative men, and what my gripe is toward many of them. Them being black and conservative is not the issue that I have with them, but the fact that they don't stand. I mean, we see the same repetitious pattern when it comes down to these black male conservatives. It's the same exact talking points. They don't even switch it up. I mean, you just look at the conservative twins now, and that tells you enough. But Anton Daniels, I mean, just as far as my personal opinion of the guy, I don't like him. I've never liked his content. When it came down to political content last year, there was some good talking points that he actually brought up, but just in generally speaking, I don't like Anton Daniels. He's just not a person that I would sit down and have a conversation with. I wouldn't have a debate with him. I wouldn't have an interview with him. I wouldn't do nothing with him. Anton Daniels has made it clear that he is chasing a bag, and there was something that he stated when it came down to the vaccines, and how he wasn't going to talk about the vaccines because he wasn't going to mess up his paper. Whatever the powers that pay him, the powers that be wanted him to say, he was going to say. So that pretty much lets you know where Anton Daniels lies when it comes down to integrity. It don't take long and hard to see what's really taking place and what he's on. So when I think about somebody like an Anton Daniels, like I said, my opinion of him is not very highly. And I would advise black people to really just kind of fall, especially if you, I mean, this is the same guy while having the debate with Cory Holcomb. And when Cory Holcomb asked him, do you claim the black community, claims everything else rather than being a black man. I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm that. I mean, come on, when you start hearing the Christian talking point, you know where that comes from. I don't have to explain this to anybody. These are the same redundant talking points that we hear over and over again. And when you hear a black man sitting up here talking this foolish, you already know where he stands. There's nothing you need to second guess with him or about him. You know where his ass stands. So when Anton Daniels states that, well, I don't see myself as a black man, I'm sorry. I mean, that tells me enough. But anyhow, I'm not really going to talk about the debate as far as their talking points amongst one another. But I will talk about what almost led to the confrontation. Anton Daniels, Cory Holcomb told Anton Daniels, yeah, you kiss the ass of white men. Anton Daniels' response to that was telling Cory Holcomb, well, you suck the dick of the black community. Now, some of y'all actually think that is an insult. Hold on, as a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me just lower the fan down for my heating system because this thing is making more noise than what I would like. But he stated that you suck the dick of the black community. And some of y'all would say, well, he does, that he's sucking the dick of the black community. And I'll say this is some of the most outlandish, just the most foolish nonsense I've ever heard, because that right there is equivalent to telling a man that represents his immediate family, well, you sucking the dick of your own family. It's just flat out stupid when you hear somebody just give a talking point like that. It makes no damn sense. But this is what Anton Daniels said. Nonetheless, it led to Cory Holcomb giving a response. And let me just say this much. As men, as black men, we have to be careful on what we say when we're moving around out in society. You can't just go out saying whatever the hell you want to. Telling another man that you suck the dick of anybody, those are fighting words depending on who you say it to. As an example, years ago, we're talking about well over a decade ago, this is back in 2014, there was a YouTuber who made videos to me back at that time. I'm not going to say he was addressing my talking points, because he never could actually address my talking points. And I don't say this as a means of trying to randomly insult an individual, but I just go off of the fact that everything was a matter of disrespect and no actually deconstruction of the actual argument is why I'm saying what I'm saying right now. It just goes to show you his level of lack thereof of intelligence. But this individual stated to me that what I want you to do is reach into my pants, go into my boxer brief, and grab my private parts. This is what I'm not going to call him a black man, because he doesn't deserve the respect of being called a black man. But this is what he said to another man. Now, I don't talk about violence on this channel. I've never made threats to anybody on this channel. That's just not my style. I'm not one that's going to sit around talking a whole lot about, what I'm going to do and this, that, and the other. But let me just say this much. Had he said that to me face to face, this individual would have woken up to a broken jaw and shitting his teeth out of his asshole had he said that dumb shit to me face to face. Now, I'm not a violent person, but I find it very insulting. It is highly insulting when a man thinks that he can talk to you like a goddamn bitch. There's just certain things that you don't do. You don't have to like me, but goddamn it, you. So let me just pump the brakes on that. I'm not the only individual that thinks like that. There's other content creators here on YouTube that stated, hey, listen, you say some shit like that to me, that you better be prepared to fight. There's brothers out here who function like that. You say some wild shit like that to me, that's going to lead to a goddamn fight. There's a brother that I know personally who has lost one of his jobs behind some shit like this, because a customer invited him to his private part. And that was enough for this man to lose his job by beating the brakes off of this customer. It is unbecoming of a man to invite another man to his private part. It is very effeminate behavior for a man to invite another man to his private part. There's just certain things that we don't do as masculine men. You stand on integrity. You don't have to like this person. You don't have to agree with them. But there's just certain things that you don't do and that you don't say. And furthermore, you understand that if you say certain things, your words might have consequences. So you have to be careful with what you say. Now, as far as Anton Daniels is concerned, the whole dust up initially, okay, that could have been swept under the rug had Anton Daniels held integrity behind what he was saying. Well, the thing is, Cory Holcomb made it clear that, listen, there ain't gonna be no more talking of me sucking anything. I don't do that. That dick sucking shit, that's gonna stop. Now, I wouldn't indict Anton Daniels' self-defense capabilities based off of that interaction right there alone. Had Anton Daniels come there and he said what he said, he's like, all right, well, listen, I said what I said because you told me that I kissed the ass of white people, of white men in particular. So I found that to be disrespectful. So I would appreciate it if you don't say that about me. Had that would have been okay, fine. No indictment. Despite my personal feelings about Anton, well, I don't know him personally, but just what I think of him as far as a content creator, just as a man. That would not be an indictment on his ability to defend himself. But what I've witnessed, and many of y'all have witnessed this, is Anton Daniels has been on social media making videos, almost talking as if he punked Cory Holcomb. And no, you did not do that. Some of y'all, in addition, think that Anton Daniels punked Cory Holcomb. And I'm going to say it one more time, one more again. No, he did not do that. What Anton Daniels did was he trolled Cory Holcomb. He did not punk Cory Holcomb. Now, the reason why Anton Daniels believes he punked Cory Holcomb, and he's sitting there telling me, well, this is what I'm going to start doing. Whenever y'all want to see me, I'm going to pull up. Listen, man, Anton, you need to just calm the fuck down. You're not built like that. You're not made like that. And I'm just looking over that entire exchange. That entire exchange. That tells me that you're not built like that. And it's not because you didn't get violent. No. Had you just simply said, hey, man, listen, I felt what you did was disrespectful to me, so that's why I said what I said to you. So if you don't want me speaking to you like that, don't speak to me like that, then fine. If you came there with the intent to say, hey, I'm not here to get on some violent shit. You know what I mean? You start talking crazy, I'm going to get up and leave. Then fine. That's not an indictment on your capabilities to defend yourself or your masculinity when it comes down to defending yourself. But when you seemingly take the higher ground, well, no, I'm not even going to say seemingly, but the way you're trying to present it to your audience, to take the higher ground, and then to go on your platform making it seem as if you punk this man out. All right, let me just go ahead and tell you something right now. What I'm about to say might even contradict what I just stated a little while ago about what I would have done over a decade ago had a certain YouTuber said what he said to me face to face. When somebody says certain things to you, yes, it is tempting to put hands on them. It is tempting to let them know where you stand. It is tempting to correct them. When a man tries to talk to you like a bitch, oh yes, it feels damn good to then treat him like a bitch. But you can't always do that. There's other ways to regulate a situation without getting violent. And that's what I think black men need to know most importantly, more than anything else, is how to regulate, how to shut things down. And what I was taught very early in my adulthood from another black man is if you feel that you're being disrespected by somebody else, then you need to put them on notice, letting them know, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me. And you need to correct that. Because now what it does is it gives them the chance to say, oh, that's not how I meant it. That's not how I meant to come across. You know, I'm just venting. Or they can double down and now your suspicion will either be denied or will be confirmed. But now you're leaving that individual the chance to know, okay, I can either back down or I can double down. Now, once you put them on notice and they still continue to proceed with the disrespect after confirming, yeah, I am being disrespectful to you, now we have a different story. Because if you immediately revert to violence because somebody told you something, told you that you sucked the dick of so-and-so or whoever, the problem is this. If you're going to do something like that, then I hope you have access to very good attorneys and I hope you have lots of money, which I believe Cory Holcomb and Anton Daniels actually has. But for the average Joe or for the average citizen, no, that can lead to a whole bunch of unnecessary problems for you. That can lead to you ending up in jail, and you might not serve any real time in jail unless the shit escalates and weapons are involved or somebody gets killed by any chance. Now you have a completely different set of problems on your hands. And let's just say you fuck around and catch a manslaughter charge. The very same thing that offended you, that led to you getting that manslaughter charge, might be the very same thing that you wind up doing to several men in prison behind something so damn stupid. So yes, as men, we got to think a little bit differently. You can't always respond with violence. There was one brother who made a video talk about how he did a dude dirty for saying some shit like that to him in front of his girl. Did him dirty. Beat the brakes off him. And listen, man, I'm sure that feels exhilarating. And in certain cases, you might be able to get away with it. But looking at somebody the character of an Anton Daniels, you can rest assured how Cory Holcomb swung on him, that most certainly the cops would have gotten involved. And Anton Daniels, I guarantee you, would slap him with a lawsuit immediately. First of all, look at Anton Daniels and what he called the bag chasers. He's looking to get paid. The first question you would have to ask is, if Anton Daniels is loaded with money, then why are you going onto a platform to a man that you feel sucks the dick of the black community, when Anton Daniels trashes the black community damn near every chance he gets? What was his intentions? So I'm going to go back to what I said initially. Anton Daniels, no, you did not punk Cory Holcomb. You're not going to pull up on people. You're not going to get on some tough shit unless you got a bunch of armed security with you. You got armed bodyguards with you, which, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with that if you got the money to afford it. But don't go around talking tough. Cut all that shit out, man. There's far too many of y'all who are out here talking this tough guy lifestyle. You don't actually live it. Anton Daniels made it clear to Felice Johnson, the booty bandit, that he'll do anything to make sure he doesn't end up in jail. Okay. Felice Johnson also was the same guy talking about, I think you look cute. I'd try to hit on you if you was in prison. Anton Daniels not one time checked that shit. Now, once again, you ain't got to get tough in a situation like that, but you can let him know, hey, man, listen, man, all that fruity shit, don't insinuate me into that. All right? I get it. You like men, you like male, but listen, we ain't even gonna go there. You want to have an interview? You want to share your experiences, your story? You can do that. You want to come here and start hitting on me? No, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And you can shut it down without having to get. I've done that plenty of times. Shut shit down. Literally, I'll just give you one quick example. Some dude was getting crazy with some kid on a bus, right? And he's got his dog and he's got his people. Like, yeah, now what? What now? What? He's going after this little dude. This guy has to be a teenager. He's got this German Shepherd with him. He's got the dog chasing him around inside the bus. The dude goes into the bus, but he won't actually bring the dog in the bus. So I approach and I push the dude back. I said, my man, step back, back up. And I told the driver, close the doors, leave. That was it. Dude looked at me, didn't want no smoke. I'm no tough guy. I'm not on no macho shit. I've never been that way. But I have shut down numerous situations just by walking up on somebody. My man, fall back. Step back. I've done that several times. Hell, a situation with in a past relationship many moons ago. And I believe I even referenced this probably over a decade ago on YouTube in a video. And how in that relationship, one of her cousins or friends, I think it was one of her cousins, where there was a guy getting a little too aggressive with her in a club. And as everyone was sitting there nervous, not knowing what to do, I stepped away from several feet away and walked up on my man, gave him a firm push to the chest, fall back. He looked at me, oh, my bad door, don't no problem, no, my bad door. And now, once again, I'm not a tough guy. Never claimed to be. But the one thing I know how to do is shut shit down. So when I see somebody doing something you ain't supposed to do, I walk up, hey, my man, fall back, chill out, back up, all right? Back the fuck up, calm down. And that's it. Problem solved. I go on about my business, that's it. Never see each other again. I'm no tough guy. But this is how men deal with you. You don't got to sit around bragging about something. Man, listen, like I said, once again, when it comes down to Anton Daniels' situation, him not, just that that confrontation that almost ensued would not be an indictment on his masculinity. I wouldn't use it as an indictment. All right? If he just said, okay, I'm not trying to get violent, fine, whatever. I disagree with Anton Daniels. I don't like the guy based off the way he trashes black people. But I wouldn't use that as a means to attack his masculinity or as far as his ability or willingness to physically defend himself. But when I see you getting online in a video, on a live stream, in a setting of your own, talk about, yeah, I punked him and, you know, I shitted on you to your face. And, man, guys, stop. Come on, man. That's some clown shit. That's some clown shit. Because the bottom line is this. When you stated what you stated to Cory Holcomb said, listen, say what you say one more time, and you're going to get a response. Mention what he got in your fucking face. You want to say, oh, his hand was shaking with the microphone. I don't give a fuck about that. Even if that were true, that's an adrenaline response, dude. That's something that you need to be worried about. Somebody walking up in my face shaking like that? No, I'm bracing myself. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what you're capable of. I ain't sleeping on no goddamn body. So if you walking up on me or some shit like that, I'm bracing myself. I'm going to prepare myself. You might even see me shaking because my adrenaline's getting ready to get pumped up. It don't make somebody a punk, but look at the little mediocre shit Anton Daniels was trying to use to insinuate that, yeah, I punked him. No, you didn't punk him. You trolled him. That's what you did. Because if you were really about it, when the man stated that, listen, say that shit again, if you wanted to fight, you would have said it again. You would have said it again. But you didn't. You said everything else rather than saying the one thing that would have insinuated the fight. Now, had you said it again and he didn't respond, then you could actually say something. Because now he put you on notice. Now he got up in your face. Now he told you, say what you said again about the dick sucking shit, and you're going to see what's going to happen here. And you say it again and nothing happens. Then, regardless of however I feel about Anton Daniels or not, it is what it is. Cory Holcomb didn't respond. You said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. So then what he's saying would be legitimate. But that's not what happened, Anton Daniels. What you did was you found out the first thing you tried to do is go and step outside. No, dude, if you about it, ain't no stepping outside. You in my motherfucking face. Now, for me, as far as I'm concerned, the man get up in my goddamn face, you got but 5 seconds to back the fuck up. Outside of that, there ain't no more talking. The next set of actions is not going to be words. I promise you that much. Win, lose, or draw, the next set of actions is not going to be words. You got 5 seconds to get the fuck up out my goddamn face. And then it's going to be a problem. I mean, we've seen shit like this before. We've seen this before with black conservatives. What was it? 2016, Tariq Nasheed walked up on Tommy Sotomayor, put a Coon Award in his face, and what did Tommy do? Hold up a championship belt? I mean, come on, stop. At some point, y'all need to cut this shit out. A lot of these black conservatives, y'all sitting around here talking tough, you ain't built like that. Because if you were built like that and you were looking for a fight, or you were looking for him to swing on you so you can then be justified for fighting, you would have said it. But you didn't do that. Y'all proceeded to apologize to each other, which would have been fine had y'all held integrity behind that. But then Anton Daniels goes to say, well, I feel like I shitted on you to your face. No, Anton. You trolled the man. That's what you did. Now, regardless to whoever won the debate or whatever, I don't even give a shit about that. Because at this point in time, I think black men need to stop having debates with people like Anton Daniels. Stop having debates with people who are giving bad faith arguments. Stop having debates about black society with white supremacists. I'm not about to sit up here having no goddamn debate with somebody who's a white supremacist, who's a white supremacist apologist. I'm not about to sit up here having a debate with a black conservative who is giving a bad faith argument. Now, regardless of whether you're black, white, other, and you want to have a legitimate discussion and get to the bottom of something and have an argument to, hey, we're trying to find the best solution, we can actually do that. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit around here having a discussion with somebody like an Anton Daniels, because I know he is intellectually dishonest, and this is what makes him so dangerous. Let me get on the move. Let me get on the move. So I've been sitting here long enough. But Anton Daniels is intellectually dishonest. And at some point, black men need to stop having these debates with people who are being intellectually dishonest. The next thing is this. Well, I've been saying this for a while. But the most important thing that black men can learn how to do is learn how to shut foolishness down. You don't have to run around proving that you're a tough guy, beating everybody up. Anton Daniels mentioned, I get into it with my family members all the goddamn time. Anton, you sit up here and you talk about the dysfunction within the black community. But yet and still, here you are in your, mid to late 40s. You damn near half a century old, scrapping with your cousins, your brothers, your nephews, getting into fist fights. I mean, come on, are you fucking serious? At this age, you only fight when you have to. That's the point I'm overall trying to make. I'm not fighting unless I have to. Now, the thing is with me is this. Because so much can go wrong in a fight. If you don't fuck around and end up severely injuring somebody or killing somebody and then end up in jail for the rest of your damn life regretting it just off of a split-second damn decision, you could end up in a situation where you're dealing with all kinds of legal fees, and I've known this to happen to people. Oh shit, I'm at my location. And the thing is this, you don't realize the severity of this up until you are tied up with all kinds of legal fees and dealing with lawyers and dealing with lawsuits and all kinds of shit that is haunting you for many years of your life for one bad decision. This is why I think it is extremely important that before anything, listen, you fight when you have to. The first thing that black men need to learn how to do is shut things down. So when you come across stupidity and foolishness, learn how to shut it down first. Shut it down. Like I told you, I gave y'all some examples on how I've shut down many things. Now, granted, I'm not no small dude. You know, I ain't the biggest dog in the yard, but I ain't small either. You know, 240 pounds, you ain't no little dude. And stand there 6 feet tall. But the bottom line is this. You fight when you have to. But don't run around talking tough. If you're not a fighter, that's one thing to say, hey, I'm not a fighter. But don't run around talking tough, because you never know when somebody might actually test that about you. People who actually live the lifestyle. And listen, let me tell you something right now. When it comes down to somebody who's ready to throw blows, Cory Holcomb showcased, yeah, he's ready to throw blows. He mentioned, say this again and watch what happens. And he got up in your face and said it. All right? That's the sign of a man who's ready to fight you right then and there. He gets up in your face, you talk that one more time, and that's what it's going to be. But you calm down, we can actually have a damn discussion. But the bottom line is this, like I said, you're dealing with somebody who I guess Anton Daniels wants to represent for the black conservatives, because black conservatives are taking losses all over the goddamn place because y'all looking outright weak, pathetic, and stupid. And overall, the way y'all kiss ass, the way y'all really come across is nothing but a bunch of down-ass bitches. Just some old, I mean, I remember years ago I looked at some video, some Jay-Z documentary, and there was some hood rat talk about, oh yeah, she would be the type of hood rat that would give it up to him when he had no booty to climb up in. She would be there for him to go run up in when she was the last resort. That's how y'all come across, you black conservatives. Because you stand on no masculinity, no integrity, no scruples, but yet you want to make it seem as if you're ready to square up with another black man. Now, if that's what you're going to do, that's fine. But your actions don't show it. You resorting to say, oh, let's go outside. Let's take this outside. No. If you're really about it, you're going to do it right then and there. It ain't going to be all these excuses and let's delay and let me hope that somebody comes in and intervenes. And that's what Anton Daniels was looking to do. Knowing that you got armed security, you knew what you were doing. You weren't out there to go look for no damn fight, which that is fine, but just keep that energy. Don't go on your platform and start talking to, I poked him and this, that, and I'm going to start pulling. Dude, cut that fucking shit out, man. You talking some of that same stupid-ass bullshit that Tommy Sotomayor was talking back in the goddamn day, and now look at his ass. Relegated to OnlyFans. Relegated to, what is it, fucking Rumble. Because he can't come back on YouTube, jealous over every individual, including your success, stating that y'all all took something from him. Anyhow, this production is kind of long. I'm going to close this one out. As I stated before, black men, the most important thing that you can learn how to do is not about being a tough guy. Fight when you have to. And for me, I fight when I have to. That's the way I look at it now. And if somebody gives me a way out, then that's it. If somebody says they're going to swing on me and they don't swing, whatever, I'm good. I'm walking away, because now you've proven to me you ain't going to do nothing. If I got the means to walk away, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not here to prove nothing to nobody. But if you put your fucking hands on me, now we have a different set of problems. And trust, believe, I ain't going to be trying to live up to no damn reputations when I have to handle that situation. I don't believe in starting problems, but if you bring one my way, I will finish it for you. And that's the way I get down. That's the way I live my life. That's the way I look at things. And then with that being stated, that's all I got to say in this production, and I'll catch you on a later date.